To start this look, we're going to use the Too Faced HangoveRx Primer, nice and hydrating, and then go over top with the L'Oreal Lumi Cushion Foundation. I am going to be using a damp sponge to apply this, as I feel like it gives the best coverage. It's nice and hydrating. I don't totally love this foundation, but you have to make sure that your skin is really moisturized underneath, otherwise you can kind of look like a lizard. For under the eyes, I'm using a Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye and this Magic Lumi Concealer. These two are going to not only cover up my dark circles, but also kind of brighten the under eye. So this is a really thick concealer I like to apply first with my fingers and then kind of buff in with a brush. Then I like to grab this Maybelline highlighter and just apply it to the high points of my face just to add a little brightness and a tiny bit of extra coverage. To set all that hard work in place, I'm going to take this Maybelline Fit Me powder in number 120, use that to set my under eyes and then the rest of the face. I am going to be using powder products, so this helps everything to glide over a little more easily and also lock all of my foundation and my concealer in place. This is a powder that's meant for normal to dry skin, so I do feel like it is a little bit better than a regular run-of-the-mill powder. For brows today, I'm just taking this L'Oreal Brow Plumper. That's what it says. It's very well loved, so you can't read it anymore, but this just adds a little bit of color to the brows and sets them in place. For the cheeks, I'm using this Hoola by Benefit bronzer and then this Charlotte Tilbury contour powder. So just using this big fluffy brush to first apply the bronzer all over my face just to warm up the skin. Then I'm going to take a smaller brush and use the Charlotte Tilbury Filmstar Bronze and Glow palette just to kind of carve out the cheekbones. Just to make sure everything is nice and blended, I'm grabbing that big fluffy brush from before because we don't want any harsh edges. For blush today, I'm using this one by Kat Von D. This is the Light and Shade Blush in Piaf and Po, and just popping that on the apples of my cheeks. To make sure my eyeshadow does not budge, I'm using this MAC Prep and Prime 24-Hour Extend Eye Base. This is my absolute favorite. And to start, I'm using this eyeshadow by Makeup Geek, which you can tell is very well loved also. And I'm just running that through the crease to add a little bit of definition. And then I'm taking this shade as well. I will have them all listed down below. This is another one by Makeup Geek. I believe this is Frappe. I could be wrong. But I'm just adding that to the outer corner and then a little bit through the crease again, just to further define the eyes, and taking it underneath the eye as well so that you can really see that lash line. Using this big fluffy brush to blend everything out, make sure there are no harsh edges. And then finally, I'm grabbing in the Spotlight. This is also by Makeup Geek, a foiled eyeshadow, and just applying it with my fingers. I feel like you get the best application with your finger, and the MAC Prep and Prime Eye Base really helps to make sure that this doesn't crease or go anywhere. They are a little oily because they are a foiled eyeshadow, but this makes sure that they don't go anywhere. I am going to do a wing with this NYX eyeliner and then also add some mascara with my Tarte Lights Camera lashes. This is a really great eyeliner. It comes with this like very tiny little brush, and I really like it. It makes it really easy to get a good wing. So I'm just going to spend, 30 minutes on each eye to make sure that my wings look good, and then apply some mascara. So you all know that moment when you're applying your eyeliner and you think you're going to do a little flick and then you just keep adding, liner. That's pretty much what happened. So anyways, now grabbing my Shade and Light palette by Kat Von D, I'm taking this lightest highlighter shade and applying that underneath my eyes just to further kind of highlight that area and make it nice and bright. To highlight today, I'm going to use the highlighter portion of the Charlotte Tilbury Filmstar Bronze and Glow palette that we used before, taking it on top of the cheekbones, a little bit over the nose and the lip, and then to add a really cool inner corner highlight, I'm using this Stila, I don't know what these are called, some kind of eyeshadow. This is in the shade Kitten. I wanted to put a little bit on my inner corner just to brighten it up, but I ended up putting kind of a lot, so I ended up just having to run with it. Finally, for lips, I'm using this Revlon matte lip color. I forget the shade, I'll leave it down below. These smell really good, and I really, really like these. They're moisturizing, but they stay on the lips. I will say for this shade, this lighter shade, it did need a little extra working in, but it was totally worth it. It was a little streaky, but you just keep applying and it's all good. To set everything, I used that NYX Dewy Setting Spray, as you saw, and then for hair, I just curled it all and then used this Not Your Mother's Double Take Dry Finish texturizing spray and sprayed it all through my hair, fluffed it up. Wanted a really big, fun, kind of effortless looking hairstyle that day, so that's what I did. Alright guys, so that completes this look. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Visit amberaybeauty.com. Come visit me on Facebook, Amberay Beauty, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!